In very plain and simple words. February 12, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. I am on the receiving end of a lot of lies and gossip right now, so you can bet that our team is over target. The gist of this gossip is that I am encouraging people to do things they don't understand and that I am some dark, sinister character misleading the innocent. Let's get this straight, I am a great-grandmother from Big Lake, Alaska. I was born and raised in Wisconsin where my family has lived since the 1850s. I have been a Lutheran all my life and I have no reason in this world to mislead anyone about anything. My research and the research of many, many other Americans leads without exception to the following conclusions. 1. Your identity as an American has been stolen. 2. You have been deliberately misidentified as a United States citizen, first, also known as a British Territorial United States Citizen, as if you were in the U.S. military or a military dependent or someone who was born in the territories or possessions, like Guam or Puerto Rico. 3. Next, you were further misidentified as a dual citizen, and saddled with Municipal United States citizenship, 2, as if you were a federal civil service employee or dependent, 2. 4. All this, when you are actually, in all likelihood, not in the military, not a federal civil service member, not a federal citizen, or federal dependent of any kind at all. 5. So why are you being misidentified as either kind of federal worker? Or as someone born in the offshore islands called the Insular States? That requires more disconcerting information. 6. It turns out that what we mistakenly call the American Civil War was not a war. It was a mercenary conflict like Vietnam and it was not fought by our states. 7. The men who mustered out to fight in the Civil War went as agents of business organizations called States of States, like the state of New York. 8. These organizations, both North and South, were all originally members of the Confederation formed under the Articles of Confederation adopted March 1, 1781. 9. Each state of our original Federation of States doing business as the United States of America created a state of state as a business instrumentality, and these states of states then formed their own confederation doing business as the States of America. 10. I repeat, the Federation equals states equals the United States of America. 11. The Confederation equals States of States equals States of America. 12. At the end of the Civil War, the states were still clicking along, but the northern states of state were bankrupt and southern states of states were destroyed. 13. This vital part of our government structure disappeared pending Reconstruction. 14. The job of reconstructing the Confederation has never been finished. 15. And this, strangely enough, is how and why your identity as an American has been stolen and the guarantees owed to you under the federal Constitution have been evaded. 16. We have been left in the dark about the situation and unable to correct it. 17. Why? That requires still more unsettling information. 18. At the end of the Civil War there was no official peace treaty, only a cessation of hostilities and surrender of Lee's army. 19. President Johnson declared peace 3 times in public, but the Grand Army of the Republic continued to be in control and to occupy the whole country. 20. We have been under occupation ever since and our whole country has been declared a battlefield. This is internationally recognized worldwide, except in America. 21. The other countries have been told that our government is in abeyance, which we have not been told, and which is only partially true. 22. The states and their federation remain and we remain, and we have the duty and ability to reconstruct the rest, once we wake up and do it. So how does this all tie together with the identity theft? 23. The British Territorial United States Government runs the United States military. 24. The U.S. military came in and set up temporary Territorial States of States to replace the original American States of States pending the Reconstruction. 25. These Territorial States of States took over the business functions and providing the services that were supposed to be provided by American States of States. 26. Most people were clueless about this change. Prior to the war there was an entity called the State of New York and afterward there was the State of New York. 27. By this simple substitution and semantic deceit, our own military under the influence of the British monarch usurped against our civilian government of, for, and by the people of this country. 28. The motive for this is simple: profit and control. 29. They began a process of registering American babies as U.S. citizens and claiming, falsely, that these babies were of unknown origin abandoned on the battlefield and surrendered as wards of their territorial states of states. 30. They formed trusts in the names of all these children and placed liens on their trust assets, the children and the land and their labor and everything these American children would naturally inherit. 31. All this was done to fund the military via a system of hypothecation of debt. 32. Eventually, the military colluded in 1937, via a secret Declaration of Interdependence of the governments in the United States, to share power with the municipal government. 33. From then on, both the territorial military government, which is partially under the control of the British government, and the Municipal United States Government, which is under the control of the Roman Curia, have been colluding to profit themselves at the expense of American babies. Heinous, yes, and a capital war crime, too, under both the Hague and Geneva Conventions. 34. Thankfully, many other governments in the world know more about our history than we do. And they have been holding the door open for us to wake up and restore our lawful government, reclaim our heritage, and regain control of our own military and federal civil service employees who have not only been a problem for us, but for the rest of the world, too. 35. So, this is how the tail has been wagging the dog, this is how these huge debts have been piled up, this is how Americans have been misidentified accidentally on purpose as U.S. citizens, this is how we have been defrauded, this is how our public servants have evaded the constitutions, this is how we have been denied our constitutional guarantees. It is the key to all the corruption of our federal government and the key to the mistreatment that so many Americans have suffered. We have to declare and claim our proper political status, assemble our states, and finish the Reconstruction to solve this problem and restore our lawful government. So now you know, and like me, you can't unknow. This has all been documented and proven beyond reasonable doubt by numerous researchers, as well as vast amounts of supporting details have come to light in support of this brief report. Indeed, many elements of the abuses that have occurred here have a very long history on Earth, and the attendant evils are part of pre-Christian civilizations that depended on slavery as their source of wealth. Our identity has been stolen and our credit both as individuals and as a nation has been abused. We have been enslaved here in the land of the free by our own employees and international trustees acting in gross breach of trust. We've been kept dumbed down about our own history so that we could not take appropriate corrective action, but that ignorance has come to an end. Now this is not happy news and many people don't like hearing it. I don't blame them. But it is what it is, and ranting at me for bringing it forward will not change it. Only facing up to the facts and taking action will fix this situation, so I suggest that everyone hunker down and get on with the job that needs to be done. My next post will detail what we are doing in answer to this circumstance in similarly stripped-down form. Please consider making a small donation to help support Anna and the Living Law Firm, by visiting the AmericanStatesAssembly.net, scroll to the bottom and click on the Donate Now button. Thank you. If you enjoy having Anna's latest articles made into videos, please consider making a purchase from Ed's website sacredintuitiveelements.com. Thank you.